Hello, everyone. This is a little bit different to how I intended for this to be. Obviously, I'm not here with you in person, but thank you so much to Danko, who's actually been helping to get everything set up, in addition to the team at SoAlive Music Conference. I really hope this works. I want it to feel like I am in the room with you as opposed to just virtually dialing in. So Danko, if you're there, if you're able to just let me know that everyone can see and hear me okay, even just a thumbs up. I know you can see me backstage there as well. And yeah, as soon as I know we are good to go, I'm going to start the presentation here. And then we are doing a Q&A as well. Hey, hi, everyone. Wow. That is cool. Look at that. You're all on the big screen. Love to see it. Love to see it. Awesome. So the way that I'm going to run this is I'm going to do the workshop presentation first. I've timed it, so hopefully we'll be about 35 minutes, maybe 40 minutes, and then keeping enough time at the end for a live Q&A as well. Danko has offered to help out with that. Obviously, you've scanned the QR code at the start, and I'll put that back up in a second again. That will allow you to type comments into the live stream I'm doing on YouTube. And you can also let Danko know any questions, and I'll answer them live for you after the workshop as well. So let me just check my messages here from Danko. We're good. Excellent. So I'm going to jump straight into this presentation for you all now. And I'm looking forward to monitoring your questions, and I'll be putting them up on the screen if they come through YouTube, kind of like this. And yeah, let's go. Check, 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 check. All right, it works. Fantastic. Well, hi, everyone. Before we get into this, I just wanted to let you know that while I can't be there with you in person, this is live, and you can join the live stream directly on my YouTube channel as well. And you can actually leave comments with me, for me. And we will also be doing a question and answer session at the end as well. So this QR code, just there, you should be able to scan that with your phone. It will bring up a bunch of links. The very first link will take you to the YouTube live stream. So you can watch along and you can ask questions in that YouTube live stream. And I've set it so that it will stay live after today for you as well. So let's get into this. Firstly, a very quick introduction about myself. My name is Mike Warner. I've been in the music industry for over 20 years. I've been a DJ, a producer. I've hosted various radio shows. I've now transitioned over to more the business or the marketing side, if you will, of music. And that's actually led me down a different path. I still make music, but it's been pushed to weekends and more of a hobby for me. And I am now in the position to do cool things like be here with all of you today, speaking, sharing, talking about all the things that I've learned throughout my career, all of the things that I'm continuing to learn constantly. My day job, I'll only mention this once, I promise, but my day job, I'm the head of editorial marketing partnerships for Believe in North America. And so as a result, I have a lot of relationships and I have a lot of learnings and help a lot of artists. But this information is information that is public knowledge, that is available for anyone that wants to learn, anyone that wants to take it and apply it. And just a little disclaimer, I talk about playlists a lot. People that have read my book are familiar with that. Let's just put it out there right away. A playlist is a great look, but a playlist is not a marketing plan. It is not your entire marketing plan. It is just one of the many things that people talk about. And I'm just putting this up for my own sake, but disclaimer, anything I say here today, any comments, any jokes, any material shared is general advice. I'm not speaking on behalf of any former employer or current employer. I'm here speaking as myself, the artist. And I just wanted to put my social media handle up. If at any time during this presentation you have questions, you can connect with me and we can take the conversation to the DMs after this as well. Now, diving into it, a little quick background about myself. I'm part of a group currently called Date Night. As mentioned, we don't release music as much anymore, but I just wanted to throw some numbers up there. Honestly, these haven't been updated in some time, but just to give you an idea of what we managed to achieve as a completely independent group, working with an independent music distributor, putting out music on our terms, and doing all of the promoting and marketing ourselves. And this is a poll that I did some time ago during the pandemic when all of these conferences were live. All of these conferences were live online, I should say, remote. And I polled everyone there. And as you can see, there were up to 90 people that answered this. And it was, which streaming platforms do you know that you can pitch music to? And as you can see, there was a large amount for Spotify. And then there were some platforms that had a very small number. And honestly, that's part of the reason why I like to do this. I like to raise awareness about the tools that these platforms have and provide and how they can help you as an artist. So we're talking today about tools that are directly provided from these platforms. And really quickly, an artist profile. An artist profile is essentially your presence on streaming platforms. It's a way of welcoming people to your profile and saying, hey, I'm here. You can come and discover my music, or you can come and discover our music. I'm going to jump through these slides. And let's get straight into breaking down some of the features across some of these platforms. And just a reminder as well that I see your questions and I will be answering them after this presentation. I've saved time at the end of this to answer as many of your questions as I can, and I'm happy to hang around and respond to comments after this as well, because I know you have other rooms that you need to be in, other people that you need to meet with as well. So Amazon Music is the first platform. Amazon Music have Amazon Music for Artists. It's their artist-facing platform. Obviously, you can go in there and claim your artist profile, but there's a number of other features that you get access to once you've claimed your profile. One of them is this really neat integration with Twitch, where you can connect your Twitch profile to your Amazon Music artist profile and essentially go live within both profiles at the same time. As you can see here from this example, I was actually one day sitting at home. I got a notification from the Amazon Music app and Twitch to let me know that Disclosure were live. And I was able to watch them in either app and catch that live stream and see them breaking down the making of one of their tracks, Waterfall. Another feature that Amazon Music provides is the ability to create your own merch. Now, of course, you could sell your own merch that you've printed, that you have within your own house or a warehouse or wherever you have it. But you can also create artist merch pages once you've added a few items of merch. To get started on this, you would go to merch.amazon.com. And you can also go into Amazon Music for Artists and connect any merch that you've made live within Amazon. Now, I should mention, I know that I'm moving really fast here. I have a lot that I want to get through. I don't expect you to be able to keep up with some of these things. So this is being recorded. It will be shared after, and there will be a PDF that I will share with you if you send me a DM after this, which will have links to everything I mention in here as well. Now, moving on to the next thing, Amazon Music and Bands in Town have an integration where you can sell merch directly on Bands in Town. So the way that this works is somebody follows you, wants to keep track of any upcoming concerts or gigs or performances on your Bands in Town profile, and your Amazon Music merch will be available on there for direct purchase. I'm going to jump past this one really quickly. And what we see here is an example of how a fan can tap the follow button, just there. They can tap the follow button. Now, obviously, what does that mean? Basically, when someone follows an artist on Amazon Music, they will now get notifications from the Amazon Music app or from any Alexa-enabled smart devices that they have on them. It could be within their phone, it could be a smart speaker, in their car, in their TV, etc. All that an artist needs to do to make sure that your music is reaching all of those followers is submit your music in Amazon Music for Artists using the submission form that they provide, and a notification will be sent directly to those fans, those followers. I'm going to jump past a few slides here. And so this is for any of you that consider yourself a bit of a curator as well. Amazon have just started rolling out what they call community playlists. These are essentially user-created playlists. So this is an example of a playlist I've created and continue to curate and update myself. It's called Cafe Chill. Once again, I'll put all the links in the PDF. But anyone with an Amazon Music account can log into the app, create a playlist, make it public, and it will be discoverable by people within the same location as you. So currently I'm in the United States. Anyone in the United States and Canada, so North America, will be able to see my playlist within the search results when they're searching for a playlist or music to listen to. Additionally, if I share the link to this playlist on social media, anyone can open it up in the Amazon Music app and listen from anywhere in the world. So it's a great way to create a playlist of perhaps your own music and music from other artists that you can share with fans and know that you're in control of that curation. So anytime you release a new song, you have an opportunity to place your own music in that playlist. And here's just an example of what a profile looks like for a community playlists and a user profile. So this is my profile on Amazon Music currently. And then let me just find the next slides for you here. Okay. Next up is Apple Music. There it is. Okay, you can sign up for access to Apple Music at artists.apple.com. They allow you to claim your profile, get access to a lot of analytics, and there's a number of other features that I wanted to highlight. The first one that we can see here on the screen is Apple Music pre-ads. So this is an example of Alicia Keys prior to this album coming out. What we could see was the fact that on the screen here it says pre-release and it says the release date, and only some of those songs are available. The way that this works is the same way that you would set up a pre-order for an album within iTunes. This will roll over to Apple Music as well. So you do this by uploading the album to your distributor and then getting in contact with them and saying that there's some songs that I would like to make available as instant gratification tracks. As you can see here from this example on the screen, those tracks are available to be listened to immediately, and fans can go to the album on your artist profile. Then they can scroll down and they can click add. When they do this, it will add that upcoming album to their library. And as new songs are released from that album, they will get a notification. And I mentioned iTunes before. Some people aren't aware that iTunes does exist still, and some people just simply don't see it. This is the preferences menu in the Apple Music app. You can simply check that box and turn iTunes back on. Next is an example of what the artist profile looks like if you're trying to set that up in Apple Music for Artists. You'll see here on the screen, you can add an image. You can also include alternative names, hometown, where the artist was born, biography, and there's even a really fun section with a Q&A. So there will be prompts that you can choose from where you can answer those questions, and that will be displayed on your profile in Apple Music for Artists as well. So it's a great way to give your fans extra insight into what you're into, how these songs were created, who your favorite artist is at the moment. This screen is an example of Apple Motion. And here's another example here as well. So you'll see that there's a few different ways that this can work. One is the square album cover. It has movement in there. It has motion. And this works across the Apple TV app. It works on the desktop app, on tablets, and on phones as well. And doing this is simply getting in contact with your distributor, letting them know that you have an upcoming release and you would like to upload Apple Motion. They will give you all the required specifications to make sure that you deliver this and that it looks great and that it works directly in the app. Apple also have a number of tools that they added recently which allow you to promote upcoming releases, share milestones, let people know that your music is available on Apple Music. You can see some examples here of what those cards look like. And on this screen, we can see what it looks like on the Promote tab in Apple Music for Artists. You can customize cards that you can download, and you can use these for social media. They have portrait, landscape, and square, and they also have video assets as well. And here's just another example of what that looks like. You'll see on the left an example of an upcoming release with the ability for people to pre-add. And on the right-hand side, smart links that are automatically generated where fans can add that upcoming release to their library and listen to it once it is live as well. And the link does not change. And just further details on how you can customize this even more with different colors, using the cover art or the artist image. There's a lot of options to really customize these. And on the left side of the screen is showing you how easy it is to do this directly in the Apple Music for Artists app in your phone. You can see here that you can post to various social networks. It automatically adds the image. It even adds a link and the text so that you have everything written and created for you. You just simply need to post. Now, this is a fun feature that has started slowly rolling out. Apple Music Sing allows you to use the camera on your phone, also known as the continuity camera, when it's connected with various apps. And you can, as you can see in this image, we've got the phone mounted on top of the TV, and it puts you on screen in a music video with the lyrics on screen. What I really like about this is that it gives fans the opportunity to sing along, dance along with your music on their TV, and it just adds to the experience. I'm going to mention lyrics more later in this workshop as well. And one feature that is really important with Apple Music, in addition to what I showed you with Amazon before, is favorite artists. As you can see on the example here, this is actually on the home screen of the Apple Music app. So when people favorite you, the equivalent of a follow, when they favorite an artist, all of those artists will show on the very first screen when people open the Apple Music app. Now, I follow between 30 to 50 artists, and I'm finding that when they have new releases, I'm getting push notifications on my phone. I'm seeing their release highlighted on the homepage of Apple Music, and I can scroll down at any time while I'm looking for music to listen to and tap on any of those favorite artists. It's also, I'm finding that it's also influencing some of the recently created discovery stations as well. So there's a number of reasons why you would want your fans to go ahead and follow yourself on Apple Music. And you can also create a card that you can use to encourage fans to go ahead and I'm just trying to get to this next slide here to make it actually move. There we go. So you can also create and customize a card that you can share directly on socials, encouraging fans to add you to their favorites within the Apple Music app as well. And I'm just going to jump ahead a few platforms here. Okay, next up is Deezer. And so for Deezer, you could sign up at creators.deezer.com and request access. Once you get access, you will start to get access to various features, such as the ability to post a short status update on your profile. This is 64 characters or less, so it's even shorter than a tweet or a screet or whatever we're calling it nowadays, but it's a very short text-only message. There's also additional analytics that are starting to be provided in the back-end tool as well, so that you can start to get an understanding of where your fans are coming from. There is additional status updates here that you can post as well, where you can attach a message for your fans. This is the pitch tool that is starting to roll out. If you don't have access yet, just keep an eye on this space. But this will allow you to pitch upcoming releases for programming consideration. Now, why this is important, playlists is the obvious one, the potential to be considered for a playlist on Deezer, but also to make sure that your music is reaching the right audience. They have a lot of radio programming, endless listening modes. People finish listening to a playlist, music just keeps playing endlessly. If you filled out these forms, you've populated the right information about your music, you may find that you're going to start reaching more people and more people that are interested in your music as a result. I'm just checking on the time here as well. Looks like we're doing good. So next up, we're going to look at Pandora. Now, some people are familiar with Pandora because it has existed in various parts of the world previously. Now it is only available in the United States, and I feel like some people overlook that. Whereas I look at it as an opportunity. If you're wanting to reach an audience in the United States, Pandora have currently about 60 million active monthly users who are active on the app listening to music. So there's a large amount of people that you can reach on Pandora, and all of them are based in the United States. Pandora does not exist anywhere else in the world right now. So if you are trying to grow your audience in the United States, pay attention to Pandora. Now let's dive into Pandora. Here's a quick look at what Pandora looks like. Keep in mind that where you are, you may not be able to access Pandora currently, but you could still get access to the tools that they provide for artists and curators. So this is Pandora's artist marketing platform, AMP for short, amp.pandora.com. And let's dive into some of the features in here. The first one is you have the ability to feature tracks. What's great about this is that a lot of people listen to music on Pandora on what's called endless listening modes or stations. Essentially, people press play and just let it play nonstop. Where this comes in helpful is that they have what's called featured tracks. I just mentioned that, where you can actually go in and you can select a track from each artist to feature. These tracks, you can feature up to 6 tracks per year, 8 weeks per track. So 48 weeks out of the year, you can have music featured on Pandora. And there's no extra cost for this or anything like that. What they do is they take that track and they put it into their radio programming amongst similar artists. And they do this to get feedback. How many people are listening all the way through? How many people are skipping? How many people are giving the song a thumbs up? And as you can see from this example here, this was a track that was featured and it gained 3,752 spins during that time, or 3,752 streams. What is really good about this is that the process is as simple as choosing to feature a track, choosing a date range, and submitting. And it will go and it will be featured during that time frame. Pandora also allow you to see your entire artist catalog and how many streams you're getting for various tracks. You can start to dive deeper into where those streams are coming from, playlists, stations, etc. You also have the ability to upload audio, audio messages. So this is a voice message directly from the artist, which plays directly for the fans. What's fun about this is, let's say you have an upcoming tour in the United States. You can actually localize it, which means that you can specifically say, I only want people within New York to hear this. And then you could have a message that is directed to fans based in New York that you have a show coming up that they could attend. I've seen artists also use this to talk about new merchandise, even direct people to their own artist playlist or station that they may have created directly within the Pandora app as well. And once again, you don't have to have the Pandora app. You just need access to their artist marketing platform, which you can get access to wherever you are in the world. It's open to artists worldwide. And here's just some examples of how you can also curate your own programs on Pandora. So you can curate mixtapes, which are also known as stations, and you can curate playlists. And what's really good as a curator, which I do in my spare time, is you can see how many streams are being achieved from that program, how many people are listening, the average amount of time they're listening. In this case, people are listening on average for over 6 hours, which is incredible. And on the next screen, you can see the demographics. So you can see the breakdown of the audience, get an understanding of who is listening and where they are listening, meaning, are they listening on Android devices, iOS? Are they listening on the web, in their car, etc.? You can also see breakdowns by geographic regions as well, so where those listeners are coming from. And this is where it gets really fun. It even shows you skip rates and complete listens or completion rates. So a completion is people that have listened to the majority of the song. Skip rate means that they started listening to the song and skipped to the next song within the first 30 seconds. And Pandora give you access to this. It is available through what's called Pandora Stories, but they just recently updated this so that there should now be a programs tab that shows for most artists. And if you don't have access, Pandora actually have a chat button in the bottom right corner where you can leave a message and someone from the team will get back to you as well. On to Spotify next. Now, I know that Jen Massett did a very detailed breakdown of Spotify earlier today, so I don't want to go over the same information again, but as someone that has used Spotify for Artists and the tools they provide for many years, there's a few that I just want to go over that I feel people may not be as familiar with. And I highly encourage you, if there's a way to catch a replay of the session that Jen hosted, definitely dive in. You're going to find a lot of really helpful things for how to best promote your music within Spotify. Now, diving into this, obviously, Spotify for Artists is artists.spotify.com. Within there, there's a number of features that you get access to. But what I want to share is some of the things that I don't see as commonly known. And the first one is Spotify codes. So currently there's a separate website for this, spotifycodes.com. It allows you to create scannable codes that anyone with the Spotify app, they can tap the little magnifying glass next to the search bar and they can point it at these codes and it will take them directly to any song, album, artist profile, podcast episode, audiobook, etc. And on the other side here, I had to share this example. It was at South by Southwest. This amazing artist, Eddie, came up to me and showed me this hat where he had the Spotify codes printed on the hat. And just another example was at South by Southwest. I always geek out when I see real use cases of these, and I actually saw these attached to a poll within the conference. As you can see just up there, birds are real. Another thing with Spotify that I wanted to highlight is promo cards. Now, there's a separate website for these as well, still provided by Spotify. The website is promocards.byspotify.com, and these are milestone cards such as reaching a new number of followers or getting added to an editorial playlist, but you can also highlight the artists themselves being on Spotify. You can use these to highlight other things within Spotify, audiobooks as well, of course, recently added, highlight a new release, even highlight an upcoming show if you've connected your Songkick profile to your Spotify for Artists profile. And some creative uses I've seen of Spotify that I wanted to highlight. Let's jump into this one. So Spotify and Shopify have an integration. And this was on Beyonce's profile prior to the album, when Break My Soul came out. Fans were able to tap directly on the profile and buy the WAV file, or the WAV file, I should say, of the single for $1.29. So you could actually buy a digital download of the song through Spotify, through the Spotify and Shopify integration. And here's an example of what that looked like on the right-hand side. You can see that at that time, fans could go and directly purchase that digital single. The next thing I wanted to highlight is Spotify Clips. Now, this has started rolling out. So if you don't have access yet, hang tight. But just to give you an example of what it looks like, this is a clip that was posted to the artist profile, and as you could see here, as we scroll down, there is videos from, and there are clips from the artist where any fan can watch that and get a special message. And also with Spotify Wrapped, they've started to integrate video into the Wrapped campaigns. So to see if there's any opportunities for you with the upcoming Wrapped campaign, go into artists.spotify.com, and I suggest doing that soon, because I know it's sometime early November that they're going to close the opportunity to add video content and perhaps additional content to the upcoming Wrapped campaign. And next up, we have Tidal. So one feature that Tidal has started rolling out is Tidal Live. So as you can see from the example next to me, you can go live by simply playing music from an artist, then tapping the live button in the top right corner, naming the session, copying the session link, and then tapping the go live button. What's really good about this is that when you go live, it will be highlighted on the homepage of Tidal. You can share this link on any social media platform, and the link to your Tidal Live will never change. So anytime you go live, people can go to that same link to catch the live. And in the top right corner, where it says live, it will show you how many people are actually tuning in and listening at that time while you're live. This is great for an artist. Let's say your new album just came out today. You could go live on Tidal, press play, encourage fans to come and join, and they can listen live with you. Now, everyone needs a Tidal subscription at this time to do that. As you can see, the number just changed to 1, meaning one person is now tuned in somewhere and listening to my live stream. Every person that is listening counts as a stream. If you have 100 people listening right now and one of your songs is playing, that is 100 individuals that are listening to that song, and that is 100 streams. It's definitely worth diving into this and playing around. It works really well. There's no chat function right now. There's no live speak function.
Mike, sorry to interrupt you.
And you can have a playlist queued up. You can press play on that and you go live. And that's it. Tidal have also started rolling out Tidal Artist Home. You can get access at artists.tidal.com. And there is now the opportunity to log in with various distributors to get access quicker as well. You can update your profile through Tidal Artist Home. You can add your biography. You can change the images. You can add social media platforms. So you can add all the links so people can find you on social media as well. And there's a number of other cool features that they're starting to roll out. So definitely check out Tidal Artist Home. Just taking a quick look at the time here, we're going to jump into Q&A in about 5 minutes as well. So type those questions into YouTube or get ready to raise your hand in the room at the end of this, and I will be taking your questions live. I've saved time for that. Really quickly, I'm not going to dive very deep into TikTok at all, but just one feature that not many people are familiar with is tiktok.com/analytics. When you're signed in on your web browser, on your computer to tiktok.com, you can go to this URL and it will show you things such as engagement, how many views, profile views, likes, comments, and shares. I find this super helpful for artists that are going live to get an idea of how many people are tuning into their live streams in the TikTok app. But also just to see how many people are viewing and engaging with various things that you're posting on there as well. Especially as an artist, when you're sharing your music, it helps to give you a greater understanding of who it may be resonating with. Okay. Next up, let's talk about lyrics really quickly. I promised at the start that I would mention that. So this example here is through Music's Match. And you could sign up at artists.musicsmatch.com. And I'm saying it like that because it's an X instead of a C. That's actually the spelling. But essentially, this allows you to get your lyrics verified and have them show in various music streaming apps. As you can see from the example in the middle, from Anselmo Ralph, the song Solar, that is showing the lyrics in real time so that people can sing along with the song. Similar to what we saw earlier with the integration of those lyrics and Apple Music Sing on the Apple TV. But there's more than just the lyrics showing in music streaming apps. They will also show in things such as search engines. So there's a number of artists that over the years have mentioned to me that people were searching for something on Google. They were searching for something relating to a specific emotion, a specific product, a specific occasion or date. And within those search results, they were actually delivered song lyrics. And they followed through those lyrics, listened to the song, fell in love with it, fell in love with that artist. And, you know, I think that's just such a really cool way to find a new fan, by them connecting with your lyrics before they connect with your artwork or your song or anything else. Like, they're connecting with your lyrics. Additionally, these will also show on platforms like Shazam as well. And the other reason why this is so important is when people interact with a smart speaker, I won't say all of their names right now, but you know, with Apple, you have S, with Amazon, you have A, with Google, you have, I said their name. But you can say, hey, play the song with the lyrics, I want it, I got it, I want it, I got it. And it will play Seven Rings by Ariana Grande. And it's starting to get to the point now where people don't know the name of the artist or even the name of the song, but they know some of the lyrics, and that's how they're able to find that song and then add it to their library as well. Now, just before I dive into the Q&A, I have a couple of new apps that I just wanted to highlight. Now, everything I've spoken about so far are platform provided tools. So these are tools that are provided directly from the music streaming platform. Music's Match, of course, provide lyrics directly to all of the music streaming platforms, which is why I added them at the end here. But a few additional apps that I wanted to highlight that I've been using and playing around with myself recently include OneSheet Club. OneSheet.club, they were recently acquired by Chartmetric. Disclaimer, I used to work for Chartmetric some time ago. And OneSheet allows you to have a live one sheet, or almost like a live PDF, if you will. You have a bio about the artist, you have all of the social media follower numbers, stream numbers, tour dates, and this updates daily, which means that you don't have to go in and manually type in how many followers you have on social media, how many streams you have. This information is populating and updating daily. So you could check that out. Right now, I'm pretty sure there's no cost. They're just giving early access to anyone that wants to check it out. But onesheet.club. This one's fun if you want to geek out and create some playlists for yourself. Playlistai.app. You can go in and you can enter an AI prompt and you can say, give me a playlist of lo-fi music for my science homework, and it will start to create a playlist for you. You can also do really cool things like upload an image and it will scan that image. Let's say it's a poster for an upcoming festival that you're attending, and it will create a playlist based on all of those artists named in that image or that lineup. I've seen people do this with festivals like Coachella, for example. The next one is superfridaychart.com. So this looks at all of the different Spotify New Music Fridays around the world, and it tells you how many New Music Fridays around the world a song appears in, and then it ranks them. So for example, an artist could appear in New Music Friday India, an artist could appear in New Music Friday Australia, and also New Music Friday Canada. And that counts as 3 different New Music Fridays. So this will show you which songs are being placed in the most New Music Fridays around the world and where. I really enjoy this because it gives me an opportunity to see what releases are really reaching people in more countries around the world, and just see if there's any songs that I maybe missed. I go through and I like to listen to these and familiarize myself. And for an artist, they actually have an option where you can get notified if any of your tracks are added to a Spotify New Music Friday playlist anywhere in the world. You'll get an email that day, which is really cool. This one is kind of fun. As you can see on the example here, there is a Spotify New Music Friday billboard in Times Square. So there's been times where an artist has said, I'm on a billboard in this location, in this part of the world, and there's no way I can be there in person to see what it looks like. This website, earthcam.com, have live cameras around the world, and it's free. This view here is actually free. And so you can go in and you can see what is happening at that time in that location. So you can watch what's on the billboards essentially. And of course there is a paid version as well where you can control the camera, control the zoom, watch it in 4K, etc. But just a really fun, cool tool that I wanted to highlight there. And get ready, we're about to dive into the Q&A. But before we do, I just wanted to throw up this QR code on the screen. So I wrote a book called Work Hard, Playlist Hard. For anyone that would like to check it out, please feel free to scan this QR code. It's in paperback, audiobook, and ebook. If you want the ebook, send me a message. I'll gladly send you a copy of the PDF. Otherwise, you can get the audiobook on Audible and Spotify audiobooks, and the paperback is available from most bookstores around the world. And for anyone that may also speak Spanish or may speak Spanish as their first language, the book has recently been completely rewritten in Spanish. So if you're interested, you can check that out at playlistlibro.com, and you can also scan the QR code to find out about that. And last slide, I promise. is my website, workhardplaylisthard.com, and my social media handle at Ask Mike Warner. Now I'm going to stop this presentation and I'm going to switch over to the Q&A. So anyone that has a question, please raise your hand. We're going to find a way to make this work. And also, if you don't want to raise your hand and verbally speak your question, totally fine. You can also scan the QR code on the screen here, and that will allow you to then join the YouTube live stream and type in the comments there, which I can also see. Danko, can you hear me?
Anyone?
Yes, I wrote one in the chat.
Danko, can you hear me?
Yes. Can you?
Yes, I wrote one.
Okay. I'm just having some trouble getting my camera back. But if this works for the Q&A,
Do you hear me?
yes, I can hear you. I think there might be a slight delay from what's playing on the screen to what we're hearing here.
I can see you here. If you want, if you prefer, you can ask questions. I can go with the laptop to if anyone have a question to ask.
Okay, perfect.
But I can see you.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I can work out there. Okay, camera 2 works. Perfect. Let me just.
So if anyone have a question, I can go with the computer. Directly.
Mike, can you hear us?
I think he can.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, I have a question about TikTok promotion. If you have any advice or, I don't know, thank you, some tools that you think we don't know of.
Sure. Is there any particular tool that you've already tried and experimented with, or how are you sort of navigating TikTok currently?
Sorry, we can't hear. We had, I guess, some problem with the internet.
Oh no. Okay.
Okay. Просто само аз ще му го напиша.
Аз съм го записала в чата, може да ме го видя.
I guess we better switch to the chat to ask the questions because we can hear you.
Okay, sure. Danko, can people hear me in the room right now, or am I just on the laptop that you're holding? Okay, let's use the chat. Okay. Well, I am impressed that we got through this with almost no technical challenges until now.
I don't think that the connection is bad from our side because everything went so good.
Yeah. Strange.
Ако го включа в електрическата верига, не мога да идвам при вас. Просто стига някой да има въпроси.
Да, ние нали за това се включихме. Мисля, че така ще е полезно, ако си ги пишем.
Do you hear me now?
I can hear you, yes. I'm just going to put this out there as well because I am going to leave this recording up after. We may cut this part out depending on if this works. But for anyone that does leave questions with Danko or leave questions in the YouTube video, I will be sure to respond to those there as well. You can also reach me on social media. My handle is just there. And you can DM me and I'll be happy to answer those questions as well, because I know we're having some challenges with the technology right now. And Danko, I'm going to add you back to the stage and we're going to try this again.
Okay, now we can hear you. So if anyone have a question, we can proceed with Mike. I guess if someone have a question, we'll type you in the chat, okay?
Sure, no problem. And
thanks a lot, Matt.
Yeah.
So thank you and have a good night.
Yeah, and thank you, Danko, for going above and beyond and helping to make this work. Thank you to everyone at SoAlive Music Conference. Thank you to all of you in the room for being there. Obviously, I wish I could be there in person with all of you. Let's please keep this conversation going. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm on pretty much all social media. You can find me at Ask Mike Warner. I'm happy to keep speaking with all of you. And
I guess it's your phone ringing, yes?
That's not my phone, no.
Not mine either, so I don't know. Thank you very
Technical
much.
challenges.
Okay.
Excellent. Well, thank you once again. I wish you all a great evening and please stay in contact.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Danko, thank you so much. I'm sorry about some of the challenges we had. I can't believe when I pressed play on title that it actually started playing the music.
I thought that there's some music from the other hall is interrupting. I don't know. That's why I went to look for the sound guy, but it was your music, yes?
Yeah. And then by the time I realized, so I'm sorry. But
and now
it looked like everything else worked okay.
I don't know what connecting here with what. I guess it was very useful information. I definitely will watch it again. So
excellent. Well, are there any more sessions happening now?
Now is the opening ceremony. Just a second, we have a question. Okay. You have one question. Can you answer it in the chat?
Sure. Yeah.
Do you have a chat?